Sorry, University of Chicago. The agent pursed his lips.
You must be pretty smart.
Thank you.
So, what will you be doing at U of C, Mr. Dauk? He interrupted.
Radiation Safety Officer, Institute for Molecular Engineering.
Impressive. Your mom must be proud. The officer stamped the passport with a glare of forced approval.
Hezbollah is proud,
Gibran thought, relieved to have passed Lindquist's 3-minute interrogation, just as they said it would happen. He was in the United States and mere feet from the exit.
"Hey!"
Lindquist called from behind. Gibran kept walking, eyes forward.
"Hey!"
A TSA guard posted in front of Gibran frowned, dropped his clipboard on the desk, and hustled toward him. The security man's brow folded and nostrils widened, his pace quickened. Gibran's hands gushed with perspiration, his mouth instantly dry. "Sir," the officer commanded, reaching his hand out to Gibran's shoulder and giving it a firm squeeze. He forced Gibran to turn backward. All disembarking passenger eyes around bored into Gibran with curiosity and scorn. As Gibran was forced around, the seated customs agent had his arm raised, passport in hand. "You'll need this again, unless you don't plan on going back home."
Gibran's chest fell when he saw what he had left behind.
He vomited on the pavement as soon as he left the airport terminal building.
Just paces behind, the Hezbollah intelligence officers operating under Venezuela's diplomatic cover were unimpressed as they tailed him to the taxi stand. Gibran Dauk was still a work in progress. In America's defense, on non-immigrant visa application form DS-160 and during the U.S. Embassy visa interview of Gibran a year prior, there were indeed questions as to whether he sought to engage in, or whether he had ever engaged in, terrorist activities, espionage, sabotage, or genocide. He replied no, thinking honesty would not behoove his true intentions and family history. And, technically, there was never a question that specifically asked Gibran Dauk if he planned to steal fissile material as leverage to gain a seat at the Hezbollah leadership table. Still, he would have denied it. 9 months after arrival and assimilation, Gibran hefted nearly 20 pounds of radioactive nuclide materials over a large plastic-lined metal container marked "Radioactive Waste, Store for Decay." It was time. His gut churned from a spike of adrenaline. A small specimen beagle, roused by the pouring movement, yelped incessantly as it spun around in its cage, hitting its worn and wounded head on the glass with every spin. A monkey still lay on its side, eyes a solid state of red, body shaking. Rats in the next cage palpitated at maximum heart rate within their overcrowded containment glass. Gibran struggled to focus and poured the microfine particulate matter, death dust, like sifted mustard powder, into the collection bin. From it, a yellowish haze hovered in the air for a moment before the overhead toxin vacuum lines sucked the nuclear cloud from the restricted work lab. The molecular blend he developed reduced the high radioactivity to a 1-day half-life, accelerating the rate at which atoms of the deadly material would disintegrate after exposure to oxygen. Reducing the half-life was a project concession to balance higher lethality of the dust named after the archangel of death, Azrael, with a lower risk longevity, killing and disorienting quickly but not immediately, then becoming relatively inert. Gibran's program advisor, Dr. Niels Planck, peered at his prize student through the fume hood's plated lens and nodded with cautious approval. There was no turning back now. Even if the two men decided not to transport the material labeled as waste, they would face federal legal charges. Both scientists had knowingly changed the receipt and disposal logs, and Dr. Planck had signed off on the most recent radioactive material inventory. He was a puppy in Gibran's hands, played like a naive teeny-bopper being told she was pretty. But in spy games, the professor had been spotted, assessed, developed, exploited.